Good day YouTube, welcome or welcome back. In today's episode I'm gonna show you what settings you can adjust before you even enter a first raid, so you can make the game fit you personally the best it can. Also I'm gonna give you some bonus tips here and there, so make sure you stick around. Let's go! The ZERO Sievert is a tense top-down extraction shooter that challenges you to scavenge a procedurally generated wasteland, loot gear, and explore what's left of a devastated world. On that journey you're gonna encounter many enemies, from a simple bandits to ghouls and blinks and monsters and factions and. If you decide to go for a main quest, you'll get approximately 30 hours of gameplay, and if you want to do all the extras that are included in the game right now, you're looking at around 60 hours of gameplay. So not bad for a early access. A couple of days ago we got a version 0.41.15, so keep in mind if you're watching this in the future, some things that I say now might change. So now that we are here, let's see what you can do to make this game the best experience for you personally. We're gonna ignore this part here for now. We're gonna focus on the lower part of this screen. First off, I want to talk about tutorial. There's not much to talk about it. Just do it. Believe me, it's gonna be worth it. It doesn't take long. It's a couple of slides. You can read, you can get accustomed to game, and it's gonna make your life in game a lot easier. Now on to the settings. You have audio. That's pretty much self-explanatory. You do not want to cut audio completely, because you do need to hear enemy footsteps. And you also do need to hear some of the heartbeat cues that's gonna inform you if you're low on HP. Master volume, self-explanatory, I don't think I need to say anything. Radiation volume, there are many objects. This is post-apocalyptic world. There's gonna be a lot of radiation. Some objects are more irradiated, others are not. So this is the sound that's going to inform you if you're standing next to a radiation object. Should be up there so you can react instantly, because radiation can kill you. Heartbeat, like I said, is a sort of alert to tell you that A, you are low on health, you should bandage, you should heal, watch out, or else you're gonna die. Music is just that, music adjusted at your own preference. On to the video. So in the video settings you can adjust a lot. First off, we have a grass amount. It's up to you what you want. This one can make your game easier or harder. These are the normal settings that come with the game. I didn't even change it once, so 0.6. If you reduce the grass amount, you'll be able to spot enemies a lot easier. If you increase the grass amount, it's gonna be much harder for you to spot the enemies, because sometimes enemies can blend in with the environment, especially if they're not moving. And some grass particles are very big and tall, and they can hide behind those. If you're not actively hovering on that spot, you'll not be able to see them. So you can adjust this to make your game easier or harder for yourself. Grass sway is just an animation of the grass. If you're having a hard time spotting an enemy, you might take the grass sway off and you won't be distracted by all the movement on the screen, so you will be able to spot the enemy a lot easier. It's up to you. Black flashbang is just that. If you get flashbanged, you can have it black, completely black out, or you can have it white. It's your preference. Fog, rain particles, it's just that. If you turn it off, there are not going to be any particles, making your game a bit easier. You're not going to get distracted. You're not going to get clutter on your screen. In my opinion, it should be on. It's more immersive that way. Low spec is pretty much to turn off all particles and effects. If you have an older PC, it can help you get more FPS, but altogether this game is not that demanding on a PC. Full screen is just that. Do you want a full screen or not? Fog of War, Fog of War Alpha, and Fog of War Field of View. are next up. Fog 4 and Fog 4 field of view are two settings. If you turn them off, you'll be able to see everything and anything around you, even if it's intended to be seen or not. It's gonna make your game a lot easier. So if you're just starting, it might be a good idea to turn it off just to get accustomed to the game, get a sense of the game. But later on, I would strongly suggest you put these settings on, because that's the way the game was intended to be played. You have a fog of war, you have your vision range, you have your field of view, and you should play like that. It's gonna be a lot more immersive. Yes, it's gonna be harder, but believe me, it's gonna pay off dividends later on, because it's gonna be much more fun for you. Fog of War Alpha is a setting that's gonna adjust how your Fog of War looks. Either it's gonna be pitch black, or you're gonna be able to see the contours of the surrounding areas in your field of view. And those are all the settings. On to the resolution. I don't think I have to say a lot about it. If you are in a full screen mode, which we were able to adjust here in video settings before, you won't be able to adjust the resolution settings at all. Full screen is gonna automatically detect the resolution of your main screen, of your gameplay screen, and it's gonna adjust the game to that resolution. If you turn the full screen off, it's gonna put you in a windowed screen, and that's where you can adjust the resolution to your liking, either decrease it or increase it as you please. It's up to you. Data collection is something for the devs, if you want to participate or not. Gameplay, there are a couple of things you can adjust. Toggle sprint, it's your preference. Do you want to hold a button down to sprint, or do you want to press it once and press it again when you want to stop to sprint? It's up to you. I always like to hold my button down. Food and drink animation, this is only in the bunker. It doesn't affect your raids. In the raids, you're still gonna have a full animation. So if you decide to drink and eat in the middle of the field and you get attacked, you're gonna be screwed. This doesn't turn off this animation in the raid itself. It only turns off the animation inside the bunker. The standard setting is on. After a while, it's not interesting to keep your character in a bunker, locked in the animation and just looking how he eats and drinks and so on. So I turned it off. Item overlay timer. It's pretty much that, how fast tooltip of every item is gonna appear. Faster, slower, up to your liking. Lost focus pause, the last one, is pretty much if you alt tab from your game onto some other tab or window or anything else, or accidentally tab out of the game, is it gonna pause it automatically or not? I would strongly suggest you turning this on, because it can save your life. If you have fat fingers like I do, and you tend to do that from time to time, just all of a sudden tab out, it can save your life, definitely, because it's gonna pause the game straight away, and it's worth it. So now back to difficulty. The difficulty setting that you see here cannot be adjusted on this screen. I don't know why they even put it here. I'm not sure, because if you try to click it, it's not going to be able to adjust it. But you'll get your difficulty setting later on, and I'll come to that. The controls, simply the controls, you can leave it as is. I use standard controls that come with the game. I haven't changed anything. You can always adjust to your liking. After the last patch 0.41.15, we got also the controller settings, but they are currently not, they're implemented, but you cannot change them. So if you do want to play on a controller, you're stuck with the controls as they are, and you have to get accustomed to it. I'm pretty sure they're gonna implement a possibility to change those settings later on. Now, everything else is not important, so we're gonna back out of the settings. Here, there's nothing more to go through. Once when you first install the game, you'll only be presented with a new game option. You're not going to have a resume game or load game, you're just going to have a new game. Once you click on a new game, you'll be presented with this screen. On this screen, you get to choose one of 3 slots. Sadly, we only have 3 slots, It might not be a problem for you just starting, but later on when you get more games going, you might want to have more slots so you can have more different games running at the same time. For a content creator like myself and everyone else, only 3 slots is a bummer. I hope the devs are watching the videos, and I hope we get a lot more slots. And the second thing, I hope they give us a possibility to rename those slots, so I can put in, for example, I don't know, here, my hardcore series that's running on YouTube. For this slot, I decided to have a slot 1 as my tutorial video, so I can rename it tutorial and so on. As it is right now, I have to memorize or put it on a sheet of paper or something like that in Notepad, so I know which slot is which game. So you decide on what slot you want to start. Let's start on the slot 1. After you click on it, you'll be presented with your difficulty settings, and this is where you adjust your difficulty for the game. You adjust it for every single slot you start. So in the difficulty settings, you have 3 presets. If you click on the right side presets, then you're going to be presented with these 3: Rookie, Survivor, Hunter. Rookie is a easy mode, Survivor is a medium, and Hunter is hard. On our rookie settings, it's pretty much it. It's easy mode, it's like extended tutorial. Think about it like that. The enemies are not gonna do that much damage, you're gonna have more HP, if you die you don't lose anything, and so on. So it's pretty much there for you to get accustomed to the game. As soon as you get some more confidence in a game, you have the controls memorized and so on, move on to the Survivor. The survival is a normal difficulty. It's still easy because if you die you don't lose your equipment. The enemies do a little bit more damage, you have a little less HP, a little less stamina and so on, but it's still easy because there are no consequences in dying. As soon as you get accustomed to the game on a medium difficulty, I would strongly suggest you move on to the Hunter. This is how the game was supposed to be played, in my opinion. You have less HP, the enemies do more HP, they are faster to react, they have better accuracy, you need more food, you need more water. Once you die, you lose all the equipment you brought in with you. As soon as you have that confidence and finesse in a game, and you have your controls memorized, and you have some items memorized, and some couple of quests already under your belt, switch to a Hunter mode. Believe me, it's gonna make your game feel 1000% better. It's just the way the game is supposed to be played. So these are the presets. You can adjust, if you click on a rookie and go to trading, you can adjust every single difficulty of that preset. So you can play around. I haven't done that. Like I said, I started on a Survivor and I moved to a Hunter. I haven't played with those presets on the right side at all. But you can go through, look what tickles your fancy, and just change it. Either traders have more money or less money, price of the weapons are higher or lower, progression, for example, decay rate over thirst and hunger is faster or slower, and your character health and so on. It's up to you. You can make this game feel personally the best for you. You just have to spend some time with the settings and it's gonna work. And now to a bonus part I promised earlier. There's one more difficulty above a Hunter. It is tucked away a bit and you need to find it. Let's call it a nightmare mode. Let me just show you. If you go to a Hunter and you go to a hardcore, you can adjust how the game feels. Do you lose the equipment? Do you lose ammo? Do you lose medicine, consumables, and so on? These are the default settings when you click on a Hunter, so you can adjust this. For example, you can lose keys as well. Those are pretty rare. I have it currently off because I'm not that confident, and it's good so because I died already a couple of times in my series on YouTube, but later on I'll definitely turn this on and try it out, and eventually I'll turn the permadeath on. Might even stream it at some point and see how far we get. Once you're that confident and you think you can beat the game, turn the permadeath on. That's probably gonna change the game even more and make it more immersive, because every single step you make is gonna have a consequence. If you make a false step, you're gonna die and you'll have to start your game from scratch. So this is a nightmare mode for the most skilled among us. Currently I don't feel like that. So later on, maybe. So once you make a decision what you want to go for, I'm gonna go for a hunter. I might even make this a series. You're gonna press next. Here you're gonna be presented with the equipment presets. These are your starting equipment presets that you get once you start a game. You have 6 to choose from. Before this last patch, every single one was named. I'm not sure why they changed the naming scheme. I liked it before, but hey ho, that's what we have right now. But basically, this is what it comes down to. This is your equipment number 1. This is your standard equipment. You get stubby AK, you get a Makarov, a shoddy armor vest, and some food, some water, even alcohol, and a bag, some medicine, of course ammo. This is pretty much your standard equipment. Equipment number 2, in my opinion, is a close range, close quarter, because you get a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun. You get a cutter, a bit better armor than in the standard, and everything else is pretty much the same. Equipment number 3 is your sniper. Actually, this is my favorite equipment loadout. I love the Mosin. The game has a mechanic implemented. This, you can consider this as a bonus tip number 2. Since a couple of patches ago, we got awareness patch for enemies. Basically, what it means, if NPC doesn't actively sees you and actively is looking towards you, he's not gonna spot you. There's no spot radius around the NPCs, so you can pretty much sneak around, maybe even completely avoid a fight. That might be actually a series in the future. No fighting at all. Might try, we'll see. Or no guns at all, just some other equipment, but we'll see. So basically, the enemy, if they don't look at you constantly, they won't spot you. So you can sneak around, you can headshot them, you can avoid the combat, you can do pretty much everything. And the sniper on top of that gives you more range because of the scope. So you can plink them from far away. It shoots slower, yes, but yeah, you just have to play around that. Equipment number 4 is your medium range character. You get SKS with a pistol. You still have some range, but you have a faster fire rate if that tickles your fancy. That's my second favorite loadout, to be honest, and pretty versatile one. Equipment number 5 is a pistol for the brave ones among us, and equipment number 6 is for the crazy ones among us, for the insane people that feel confident and strong in this game. This might be a series as well later in my YouTube career, but for now, yeah, that's pretty much it. For this series, I'm gonna choose the standard equipment, so I'm gonna press start. And this is where you're gonna be presented with your first encounter in the bunker. I'm gonna have to cut this off here. I'm gonna leave that for our next video. There's a lot to talk about the bunker before you get into your first raid. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If I missed anything, please do let me in the comments down below. If I forget any settings or something that's very important, that you find it very important, do leave it down in the comments below for other people to know and for me as well, because we are all here to learn together. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps the channel out. It also gets the video in front of other people. And other than that, subscribe. Until next time, have a nice day. Bye bye.